Dear younger me, the fact that my health is one of my most important priorities in my life is already mentioned in this video. That's why today I explain you why it's so important to me and how I take care of it. I played football as a child and started weight training as a teenager. After graduating from high school, I studied sports and worked as a fitness trainer. Physically, I never had any serious health problems myself. Psychologically, however, things are a little different. At the beginning of my 20s, I developed panic attacks for several years. These severely restricted my everyday life, and I fell into a deep emotional and depressive hole. During this difficult time, I occasionally also smoked marijuana. What seemed very relaxing at first had quite a negative impact on my psyche in the long run. When I smoked, I became paranoid. This made me more and more vulnerable to the panic attacks. Thankfully, this time is long gone. But because of this experience, I swore to myself that I would pay more attention to my health. I never want to go back to that dark place again. Even in public, you can see that health is an irreplaceable asset. Millionaires who suffer from incurable cancer, but all that money, it still can't help them. Social media stars who are admired by an incredible number of people and who are also huge role models, but who suddenly come out and say they have social phobias and panic attacks. Athletes who have suffered a serious injury and can no longer pursue their passion. I am sure that all these people in these examples long for nothing more than to be healthy again. Health is the most important thing. Unfortunately, we usually take it for granted until we suddenly become sick. And then there's hardly anything else that is more important to us. But unfortunately, often it is already too late. Therefore, with these 5 points, I consciously and preventatively pay attention to my own health. No consumption. Of course, also due to my own history, I have stopped consuming all substances. I no longer consume marijuana, smoke cigarettes, and drink alcohol. I think from a health perspective, these substances are self explanatory. However, since I studied sports, I have also completely stopped drinking cola. My nutrition teacher did a perfect job, I guess, so I will not touch that drink again. The main reason is for the phosphoric acid contained in cola, which is very questionable for health. It is said to remove the calcium from your bones and promote diseases such as osteoporosis. Last but not least, there's the consumption of sweets. They are simply foods that do not contain any good nutrients for your body, and with all the sugar, they do not have a good impact on your body either. That is why I have severely restricted them. But of course, every now and then, you need something for your own soul. And it is simply great to eat ice cream in a hot summer day or to nibble on popcorn in the cinema. Let's move from the sweets to the healthy eating. The food pyramid provides a good basis. I try to drink at least 2 liters of water or tea every day. My insider tip here is homemade iced tea. I eat fruits and vegetables several times a day for vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. I consume healthy fats through nuts and fish oil. I eat high quality carbohydrates to provide myself with energy and to reduce cravings. I also eat proteins to maintain body functions and muscle building. A balanced diet with vitamins, macro and micronutrients is irreplaceable for a functioning body and for your health. You are what you eat. While we have talked about building muscle, the third point is sports. Basically, for many people, it is important to be physically active in the first place. Whether it is football, weight training, Nordic walking, swimming, cycling, or something else. The main thing is that you are moving. If you have integrated an activity into your daily routine as a habit, then you can consider optimizing it. Ideally, you challenge your body in 3 different areas: weight training to build muscles, cardio training for your cardiovascular system, and mobility exercises for your flexibility. Now we have taken care of the body. Let's take care of the psyche. Here, my main focus is on the mindfulness. I try to take at least 15 minutes a day for this, but there are also days where my needs are significantly higher. Some people have fixed structures like daily meditations or breathing exercises. I myself, I vary a lot. Sometimes I enjoy a walk through the forest and listen to nature. Sometimes I do a meditation or a breathing exercise. There are days when I lay down on an acupressure mat. Yeah. I also love walking through a water treading facility and then consciously walking barefoot. In the evening, however, I have a daily ritual that is always the same. I reflect on the day again and I write down one or two things that I am really grateful for today. This method is called gratitude journaling. It is used to not take things in everyday life for granted and at the same time to sensitize yourself for positive things in everyday life. This is particularly helpful because our brain automatically always focus on the negative. All of these things help me to consciously deal with the present and to become more mindful, which has a very positive effect on your mental health. The last point is a good night's sleep. After reading the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, my sleep has become sacred to me. For example, did you know that the day after the time change, when we sleep just 1 hour less, more people experience a stroke the upcoming day? Did you know that lack of sleep is linked to Alzheimer's disease? And did you know that already 1 hour less sleep severely limits your cognitive abilities? I could go on like this forever. The fact is, healthy sleep is very important to your long-term health. That's why I usually go to bed at the same time 7 days a week. I try to sleep 7.5 to 8 hours a day. I also don't drink any caffeinated drinks after lunch. Caffeine has a half-life of 4 hours. That means that after 4 hours, only half of it has been broken down. You can probably imagine that a stimulant like that does not have a particularly good effect on your sleep quality if it's floating around in your body.